Currently, AI and technology is getting very intelligent. What about social and emotional aspect of that?
There's a lot of psychopaths that are doing great job, apparently, not harming people, but they have learned how to put on the empathetic face on and go about their life.
A few decades ago, calculators, they were considered as AI. But nowadays, we even don't think about it that way. Amir, is AI computers doing things that we didn't think they could do yet? This definition is right. What do you think?
I guess that's probably how most people define it. So if something just works and is in your day to day, there could be a lot of pattern recognition and a lot of machine learning, but just because it works and it's out of your sight and it doesn't give you the wow, it's maybe first time it did, but then the second time it just becomes part of the life, so you don't even talk about it as AI. And then the second ChatGPT comes in and starts talking to you like a human, you go wow, and then now no one even like gets a wow by talking to AI as such anymore. Yes, from some answers you might, but the fact that it's just talking back to you like a human, the wow factor is gone in just 3 years. In 10 years, if you call that AI, maybe they will laugh you out of the door.
Okay, so Amir, there have been a kind of evolution for AI. For example, in past it was like doing chess game, and then nowadays AI is creating arts, coding, and all those things. When you think about the evolution of AI, at what stage you just felt, oh my God, everything is gonna change?
So I guess we've all gone through that initial period of maps just started working a lot better. Google Translate started translating meaningful translation instead of whatever it was before. If you're old enough, if you've tried Google Translate 10, 15 years ago, it was laughable. It was just literally word by word, putting the word by word translation and making sentences. And then in one day, it went from that system to system that literally translates pretty good now. And that was when they switched previous softwares to an AI model. So that's part of it. But for me personally, I guess when I was blown away by AI was because I do a lot of coding. It wasn't when it started coding, because we always had these IDEs that were intelligent and they will give you suggestions not based on necessarily AI, maybe some machine learning, but they were always there. But the second it started writing code and then testing its own code, finding the problem, going back and fixing the problem, testing the code again, and when it passed, move on to the next thing. That was when it was like, wow. And it's not that old. It's probably like 12 months old now, that behavior.
Amir, how many years you've been working in tech and also AI overall?
Well, in tech, more than 22 years. I've been focusing on the AI side of things. Like many other people, the ChatGPT effect had an effect on my life, and found I'm interested in this and started focusing on it since 23. Yeah.
If you want to give a percentage that in terms of using AI daily, what is the percentage that you are using AI out of your 100% task?
So there is no task that I do that is not in a way touched by AI. And I always have at least a few AI agents running, even if I'm not necessarily paying attention. So in that sense, maybe getting very close to 20 hours a day.
Wow. And when you think about the evolution, where we are currently, do you think it's just started? We are in the middle, or where we are?
Well, I would like to say we are in the beginning chapter, but it's not quite the beginning, because if you think about it, AI as a term was coined I think in 1950s, long times ago, decades ago, it was coined as a term. And back in the day, normal calculation by computers, they thought, well, that's intelligence. And then we moved on from that definition. And we've moved away from AI definition a few times as well. So let's say that being the start of the journey, it's not quite the starting chapter, but it is closer to the beginning than to the end, that's for sure.
Wow, that's crazy. Currently, AI and technology is getting very intelligent. What about social and emotional aspect of that? Do you think currently they have some aspects of social and emotional intelligence? If yes, can you define it for us or give us an example?
Yes, they definitely do. And do they understand that they do? That's the question. Because if you think about it, the training material has all the books, all the movies, at least the transcriptions of them, and every time someone responded to another person in an open forum that the AI companies could get their hands on legitimately and sometimes with some questionable approaches. So all of those interactions that are effectively coming from social and emotional intelligence on the part of the people involved with it, they are in the training, so they have been definitely trickled down to the training of AI. But that doesn't necessarily mean that when an AI is trying to sympathize and empathize with you, it understands and does it because of the goodness of their heart. Is just because, or is it just because it was in the material that they were trained on? This is how you're supposed to act in this scenario. Just like a psychopath, for example, who, and not all psychopaths are murderers, by the way. There's a lot of psychopaths that are doing a great job, apparently, not harming people, but they have learned how to put on the empathetic face on and go about their life.
What about future, Amir? Do you think AI can become conscious like human? It's a bit controversial and there are arguments about it. What is your view and why any side that you choose?
From my perspective, yes, eventually. Is it 5 years or 50 years? I don't know. But I guess the question is not so much about will AI become conscious? The question is it's more like a religious question or a philosophical question. Is there a soul? Is there more than a physical body to us? If you are of the opinion that there is more than the physical body and there's more than the brain and the synapses and the electrons going around in your body, if there's more to that, maybe you can say no, AI will never be conscious because it lacks that aspect of it. But if you're like me, who is more or less like, it's the physical body that is doing the thinking and emotions and all of that, so there is no reason why AI can't get there.
Okay, thank you very much, Amir. If you want to have a concluding sentence around the definition of AI, what would you say again?
I think whenever we are solving problems with pattern matching without having that encoded into the system, so the system pattern matches and solves the problem, I think that's probably the definition that I think is closer to the reality.
Okay, thank you very much, Amir.
Thank you.